basically there's a lot of people, we're going to be learning how to actually turn our ideas and how to create an idea video generator with AI. And basically, Mike, you do video, like you do Google ads, and let's just say you want to make hundreds of Google ads and you wanted to make a software that other people could actually make Google ads also. And then you could literally do this same whole process and pass in other people's API key, and it doesn't cost you anything. And we're going to show you how to actually like do that on this call. So glad
Can I add my AI note taker?
Yeah, please. Absolutely. Heck yeah. What up, Yvonne? Glad you showed up for the class. All right. So got the ARC note taker. Let's go. All right. So we're going to share the screen and we're going to dive into the class. Right before the class, I pretty much told the AI basically what we wanted to do. Okay. So this is a little like a little slideshow of what we actually have. All right. So today we're going to be learning how to build a video idea generator with AI. If you guys are wondering why I'm like hammering video lately, is because I feel like I have a product that I just need to show the world how to freaking use it and show them what it is. Well, if I could just, a lot of times what holds me back is like, what do I even say? And it's like, I feel like I could, if I'm on camera and if I know what to say, I could do it. But a lot of times, like, I don't even know where to start. A lot of times I don't even know, like, what do I start to say? What do I eventually say? How do I hold my camera? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of things that I like get in my head about. So I figured, why don't we just create a video idea generator? Inside this training, you guys are going to have by the end of this a video idea generator, but you could also take this and apply it to Google ads. You could apply it to Facebook ads. You could apply it to blogs. You could apply it to emails. You could apply it to any software that you want, but you could also, in this, we're going to show you how to add the AI part to any of the software. Okay, so this is 10:05. Let's try to get this done before 11 o'clock. All right, so building a video idea generator with AI, creating high quality video scripts and turn them into profitable software products. Okay, that is the idea. We actually want to turn that video idea generator into a software. So the goal is to take it and get it into a sales funnel process by the end of the class. Okay? So not just like, hey, like not just can we build the software, but can we build the software and then sell it? That's the next thing. Look at all these people joining for the call. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys rock. All right, so the end goal is to create beautiful targeted scripts with AI that can be turned into a product, software product that other can use and purchase. All right, that's the goal. All right, so we're going to scroll down, project roadmap. First thing we're going to do, we're going to jump into My AI team and we're going to create a new snippet. All right, My AI team is the #1 tool that I use for AI coding. And basically this is the one that I've been using. Tries to make it as super simple, as fast as possible. Even this little slideshow you can see is coded up with this giant prompt that I just talked to my AI and it coded us the slideshow. And so that's where we're at right now. All right, so we're going to use My AI team as the tool to create and code the actual software. Okay, the step 2, we're going to use Open Router. All right, Open Router, if you guys don't know what Open Router is a really cool website that essentially has a whole bunch of models. You guys see this? This has 429 AI models. If you prefer OpenAI, right? OpenAI Mini, OpenAI 4.1, OpenAI like 4.0, OpenAI 4. Nano, like every AI model is on this. If you prefer Anthropic, like I do, right? Anthropic 3.7, Anthropic 3.7 thinking model, self-moderated 3.5. All of these models are on this one single area. Okay, so you don't have to like go get all of these models. Like, so you might even like Gemini, right? So you could come on here and get Gemini Flash. Some of these things are even, no joke, like this one right here. If you look, you could see the pricing on this. This one's 15 cents for 1 million input tokens. Okay, so they have the cost on these also. Some of these are free. You can literally add free AI intelligence to your guys' software, and literally like it's part of this. So this is kind of where this comes into handy. And I'm talking, sometimes you need to process millions of like CSV records, and this is the best place to do it. All right, you could bulk process, or you need to like create something, or you need a high quality AI so you get it from the exact same location. Okay, you can see this one specializes in programming, marketing, role playing. You could also search over here. You can see that's cool. It's by programming. So you could see who's doing the best across certain types of tasks. All right. This is where Open Router is where you could actually see the rankings of other models versus who's using it the most. You could sometimes associate usage with, is this the model the best? But it might be better for certain things, right? You can see GPT-4o Mini. This thing's getting hit with massive millions of tokens. Well, the cool thing is this thing is 15 cents for a million input tokens. If you compare that to Claude 3.7, you're looking at $3 per million input tokens. So the cost of Claude is $3 for a million input tokens, which is, and then $15 for a million output tokens. So that's like you're doing input and output, okay? Well, if you're talking about that with GPT-4 Mini, you could do, it's 15 cents for a million input and 60 cents for a million output tokens. So you can literally, the cost difference is absolutely wild, and all you have to do is switch the model. All right, so this is one spot to get a whole bunch of models if you ever need to use any intelligence in any of your softwares ever, okay? So that's why we're gonna learn that today. All right, the next thing is we're gonna build a beautiful functional user interface for our application. Then we're gonna test and refine. We're gonna go back and forth and say, make it look pretty and brand it like my colors and do all the cool thing. And then the very last thing is we're gonna set up a sales system to actually sell this software. So if somebody wants to get our video idea generator, they can for $7, $20, $30 a month, whatever we choose to sell it for. All right. If you guys take this idea and be like, oh, I don't need video generator ideas. I need it to spit out a 550 Google ads that are properly formatted Google ads. So if they can't afford my $2,000 a month service, they could just come in here and use the AI that already has all of my like templates and my style and my prompting, and then it just spits out all the Google ads for you. All right, this is what you, and now you have a software that if they don't buy your $2,000 product, they could buy your $97 a month software that they plug in their own key. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create this, create a snippet. I'm gonna come back this because I'll show you guys, we'll like walk through and create this whole thing all together. All right, so that's gonna be step one, and then we're gonna integrate Open Router. Okay, and then we're gonna actually build the application. Okay, so it's gonna be all process. But before I want to go, before I do that, I want to show you guys the actual business model of this. Okay, now here's the reason. Sometimes you might be tempted to essentially, you know how we're talking about these APIs and we're talking about like passing in this. Here's an option. You guys could, one, take on the cost and sell this software as your guys' own, and nobody ever has to know what AI or intelligence or API keys, or they don't have to know anything about that. All right. However, that's the traditional way where you pay the API keys and you use your own API key and all this stuff. However, all right, I have a son that he's what I call a power user. Okay, so whenever I build any software, he will literally use that software for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I have users that will press the button. If you guys go into my AI team, we have the dashboard and I have the view leaderboard, right? We have a leaderboard in my AI team, and you can see we have this guy named M Bully, right? M Bully has pressed the button 112,899 times. He pressed the buttons in my AI team. If you guys didn't know, I was paying for every single time he pressed that button anywhere between 2 to 5 to 10 cents each. All right, well, that costs me a tremendous amount when I was selling it for $97 a month. All right, so there's something called power users that will press the buttons hundreds of thousands of times. And it's sometimes very tough to figure out, all right, do I charge $97 and then they get this many credits, and then you're managing subscriptions and credits. It's wild. Okay. So here's what I suggest is to allow your users to use their own API keys. So it doesn't have your costs. And if you have power users, you never have to worry about those power users blowing you up. Okay. You just say, here's how you get your API key, and then you send them to get their API key. Okay. That's kind of what I do. And it's saved me a lot of money since I've done that. Okay. So that's just kind of what with this. All right. Then we're going to talk about Aspire Builder Pro, setting it up. And last, we're actually going to do it. Okay. So here we go. Do you guys like the idea so far? And are you guys ready to create it? Like, do you guys like of where we're going and like, all right, that's cool. I could build a video idea generator by the end of this video. Are you guys digging it? That's what's up. All right, cool. All right, so let's actually do this. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the steps, and step 1 says create a new snippet. All right, so we're gonna go into my AI team, and on the left-hand side, there's this AI snippet. In my AI team, I've been building it for the last 3 years. I added chat, documents, custom commands, images, music. I literally think the #1 thing in this whole entire software is these AI snippets, okay? So on the left-hand side, there's these AI snippets. In here, we can create a new snippet, all right? We're gonna create a new snippet called Video Idea Generator, all right? Super easy, all right? And we're actually gonna tell it what we want, okay? So we named it Video Idea Generator. This is gonna house where all our code is, and then we're actually gonna set it up with the Open Router, okay? So inside Open Router, there's 2 things that we need. We need 1 to get all the models, and then 2, we need to actually get the chat. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. All right, so inside Open Router, you could actually add here. You could come in here and get your credits. You could add $10 to Open Router. All right, 10, 20 bucks, right? Whatever you want to add. All right, and then you could get an API key. All right, you can see, you can create API keys, and you can track how much you actually use per API key. All right, so we could create a brand new API key, and we could say test. All right, and we could set the credit limit. So if you ever have like a homie hookup and you want to send them an API key to like let them use your software, you could do it this way. All right, so you could even give people free credits this way if you so choose, and be like, hey, I give you $2. Now you could test it all you want, and there's free AI models, so they could even use your software for relatively free, okay? So here's what's cool. Now we have an API key. This is gonna be our key that connects our software to our actual account. So anytime we use the software, it knows what account to charge, all right? So we need our API key, all right? So this is, we're gonna come back to this, and inside Open Router, there's something called the docs, all right? So we have the documents up here, the docs, all right? If you ever use like, if you're a coder or like a nerdy guy and you had to do this, you have to learn how to read all of this documentation. And some of this is absolutely crazy, right? It's like Chinese if you're a new person into code, all right? So it's really confusing, all right? So here's what we're actually gonna do. It's way easier. On the left-hand side, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna look for the thing that says post and it says chat completion, all right? We're just gonna get this, all right? So this is our chat completion, okay? So this is what we actually need to be able to create the actual like app, all right? So let's actually start creating the app. If you guys didn't know, if you guys ever go to a website called voice.myaiteam.com, okay? Voice.myaiteam.com is just an AI coded up voice recorder that I used that can code up and listen to my voice. This thing literally transcribes my voice as fast as I'm talking. All right. There's sometimes I try to talk super, super fast, and this thing will still transcribe my voice as I'm talking. All right. This doesn't use an API. This is 100% free. This is literally like coded all with AI. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this to actually tell it what we want, right? I don't like typing sometimes. I misspell a ton of things. So we're going to actually use this to actually help build our little like software. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to reset this thing. Okay, so create me a video idea generator, and I want to be able to take this video idea generator and be able to manage a lot of videos and like come up with a lot of video ideas. So I want to be able to have it where it asks me some questions and about my business and what I want to talk about. And then it says, what do you want to create? Like reels, short reels, or long form video. And then it connects to Open Router. I'm going to send in 2 API endpoints. One is all of the models. Can you get all of the models so I could see how much the models cost? I could search up the model. I could pick up the model. I could easily search and pick the model in the settings. And then you style it beautifully with Tailwind CSS. There you go, Mike. All right. And all right. And then you style this beautifully with Tailwind CSS. Also, I want to be able to have like maybe the top 10 viral video styles that you can suggest to me. So, and then to make it super easy that I could read them. And then also I'm going to send in another API endpoint that I could chat with it, and I could actually call the AI that calls the model that I want. All right. So now we actually have our call. All right. So all we're doing, anytime I'm building software, all right, I'm literally most of the time just talking to it about all my ideas. All right. So I'm not sitting there like trying to make it perfect. I'm not trying to do anything. I just want it like, here's what I have. Okay. And then I'm going to paste this in here. This is just what I just told the AI. Okay. And then I'm going to come over into the chat completions. Inside the chat completions, we actually have this API call. Okay. So we actually want it to be able to call this API endpoint, and you can see these are all of like the options over here. Okay. So these are all of the things. Normally you would have to read all this documentation. This is what we're just going to do. Okay. I'm going to copy this API documentation. I'm going to scroll this whole down all the way down to the end of the chat completion. Right. I'm going to copy this. Boom. And I'm going to paste it into the AI. Okay. I'm going to say, here is the chat call. Okay. And I'm going to paste. Bam. All right. The second thing is I want to get the models. Okay. So on the left-hand side, we actually have get generation, and then it says list available models. Okay. Inside here, we can actually list available models. All right. This is the model response. It shows like the retrieved and the response and all this cool stuff. All right. I'm going to copy this same thing. Copy them. Boom. And I'm going to say, here is the model API. All right. So I can pick any model. And I'm going to paste. All right. And that literally is going to, now I'm going to hit create an open project right here. All right. And here's what's cool is the AI, he's a little spinning. We could click him, and then there's a little clicker game. I should probably put like scores or make this a little bit more fun while we wait. Right. But like, but he's just going to code this up. Okay. And you can see right here, if we go to history, you can see this entire prompt. All right, this entire prompt that we actually pasted in, okay? And this gives us the starting point of this. Now, here's something really cool. What I like to do, you could, at any time, if you go to history, this is just a little hack, you could hit restart. And you could also say paste, and now you could hit generate again. Why would you want to do that? Well, because now it actually generated 2 versions of this call, okay? This is just so while we wait, we could just do 2 things, okay? So because sometimes the AI, if you guys didn't know, just like AI images, every time you generate AI code, it's actually a brand new generation. Okay, so all of these generations, they're not like every single time you generate, it's the first time is perfect, right? Every time you generate, it's like an image. Every time you generate, you're going to get a new image every time, okay? So that's the same thing with AI code. Every time you actually hit generate, you're literally going to get a brand new generation. Okay. So here's our very first video idea generator. In a few seconds, if you see in history, you can see right here, it says current code. All right. In a few seconds, this one is going to say processing. This one's going to say complete. And I'm going to have another version right here. And I could go back and forth. If I hit use HTML, right now it's blank. But as soon as it's done loading, it's going to pop in here and it's going to give me another version of the software. And now you have 2 versions of which one do you want to start with and compare with. And you could work from there. All right. So you could decide whatever code is that you have selected is going to be the code that you're actually working from. So if I have this code, like this is what it has. Here's some save video ideas. Here's our little input. Nice short form, long, both. I dig it. Here's search for models. Here's our API router key, selected model, number of ideas to generate. That's what's up. Okay, so this is our first one. We'll see what our second one looks like coming up. Has anyone ever not seen my AI team before? Is this your first time ever using my AI team before, like seeing it in action? We got Paul, Yvonne, LAX wholesaling. What you got? How about you, Matt? Is this your first time ever seeing this?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing no coding stuff, but I had not seen your tool or used it, so I'm using Bolt.new and some other and Cursor.
That's what's up. Heck yeah. You were using no code too? Were you using like Bubble or anything like that, or?
I'm doing it all no code, but I have not used Bubble though.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so you even call Cursor and all that stuff no code.
That I started off with Cursor and I went backwards because I'm a dyslexic no code. I don't know any coding, so I was trying to figure some stuff out for myself. Cursor and VS Code were like a little bit out of my scope, so I went to Bolt, and then as I've been going, I've been working my way back up into those other tools as I'm learning, pieces. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. How have you been with Bolt? Have you made anything to finish, start to finish, or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I have like 20 different projects going on right now, and
Okay.
so I've got them all. I've got a couple that are everything I've tried to make a little too complicated because I've got some other bigger projects in mind, so they've been kind of placeholders. But I think that I've at the point where I can have some polished products. I'm trying to just kind of figure out the path for that. And the last little, like, it was the authentication and the Stripe and some of those payment things that were a pain in the butt. So I've got various stages of everything, basically.
Bet. Absolutely. All right.
Yo, Jeff.
Yo, Paul says, do you have hands-on rope rescue training, Jeff? Okay, what's up, man? All right. Thank you for this training. We'll have to catch it later. Oh man, Paul is doing a hands-on rope rescue training. Bet. If you guys didn't know, Paul's a fireman, and he literally during his fireman off time is learning coding up in this thing, man. It's freaking wild, man. So glad you showed up, Paul. So okay. So here's our two versions. All right. So we have two versions. We have this second version. We have this video idea generator. And if we scroll down to our other one, we have this one. All right. Do you guys have a preference of which one you guys think better? Vote first one or second one? Any preference? Video idea versus the second one. You guys can't even see my screen. That's so anticlimactic.
Yeah, I was gonna say my screen is froze. So either froze or visual.
All right. So here's the first one. All right. This is the first one that I produced. All right. So version 1. All right. And then here is the version 2. All right. What do you guys think? All right. Version 1 or version 2 or version 1? All right. Fairly both simple or both very the same. All right. Any votes on them that we got? 1 or 2? What's up? All right. I'm digging number 2. All right, so here we go. So let's just say we want to continue from version 2, right? At any time, if we want to say, we could let's just say we have a certain brand in mind or a certain style, or we want to look this, we could say, make this look 10 times more awesome. All right, and we can hit generate and this will update and look 10 times more awesome if we wanted this, okay? So we can always update it to look and be branded however we so choose, all right? So this will update it here. And let's pop in our open router API key and let's just see if either one of these work also. All right, so I'm going to pop in, hit save. Can I search? Anthropic. Boom. Oh, look how fast that is. What? So look, it pulls back all of our models right there, which is lovely. GPT. Dude, this is lightning fast. I am digging this setup. All right, so this connected to our models API. All right, so this is literally pulling all of our models back inside this. This is how many models we have in our AI system now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which one do you want in any system? You could have any in this in any AI software that you guys build now. You could literally have all of these AIs in there in just that fast. Okay. So that popped in. If I want to use Anthropic, I love this little setup. So this is the one I'm digging so far. I haven't really tested the other one. And now let's see if the actual thing works. So let's say my business is myAIteam.com. All right, brief business description, AI coding software. All right, for legends. All right, content topic. Let's just say how to make a boom video editor with AI coding. And this will spit out short form, number of ideas to generate. Let's generate video ideas. Let's go. All right, I dig it. All right, create your own personal AI video generator, maximize content efficiency with AI coding, unlock the power. All right, that's sick. All right, this literally just spit me out all of these. That's what's up. Can I edit this? What? Okay. Look at this, key points, software, save ideas. Okay, that's sick. All right, so now I have my saved ideas down here. All right, well, let's see what this 10 times more awesome does. Back to setup. Oh, wow, this is legit. I wonder if it's because I use Tailwind CSS. So at any time, if you do get nerdy, Matt, you can always click this and hit view code, and you could literally look into the code, and this is all the code that the AI coded, okay? So at any time, if you want to, you could look at it. Anytime, you can also copy the code, and it copies this, so you own the code. You can also download the file, and it downloads an HTML file that you could put on your server. All right. So if you understand how to do that, or if you watch my YouTube videos, you could see how to do that also. You could also copy iframe code, so you could embed this entire code into any other website, so you iframe it in, and now just this page will be here, not this edit bar. Okay. So you could really take this and expand it any way you want if you ever want to sell it. Here's what I like to do. So Matt, you said you ran up the issue of selling it with Stripe. It's 10:30. We've already developed half of our software. Okay. And it's 24 minutes into the call. And we're soon going to start selling this software by the end of it. Okay. We have 30 minutes to get this behind a paywall and start making some money from it. Okay. So what I like to do, I don't like to reinvent the wheel. There's certain things I don't like to play with when it comes to vibe coding. And one I really don't like to play with is the Stripe account. So if my customers, my data, my security, I don't like to play with that. Okay. I like to make sure that all of that is already handled by somebody that spent years and years and years that this AI coding is trained on. All right. And I'm just going to leverage their knowledge. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I use Aspire Builder Pro. All right. Aspire Builder Pro might look familiar to some of you guys. All right. Aspire Builder Pro. And Aspire Builder Pro is a place that we could actually basically take these softwares and we could put it into a membership area. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to take this video idea generator. Look at this. Boom. This just made it 10 times more awesome. All right. So now we really hooked it up. And now this thing has our API router key. We have our video styles. Look at this. Look at this up. Look, pop up. Look at that. Sick. All right. I'm digging it. All right. Before and after transformations. This thing is awesome. Okay. So top viral video styles. Okay. So here's what we could do. I want to also, after you give me these ideas, I want to generate like video scripts from this. Okay. So I want to say, I'm going to say, after I generate the video ideas, can you also give me a button so I can generate the script from that video idea? And then you help me map out the script And then you give me like scenes of like scene 1, scene 2, and then you guide me so you could tell me what I need to do and like help walk me through the process. Make it look really easy and really beautiful. And then I could regenerate the script if I need to. Like, just give me the full ability, like CRUD, full CRUD. If you guys don't know what CRUD is, it's create, read, update, and delete. Most apps need this. Okay, so I need that in my software so I can easily CRUD the whole thing. Also, could you give me some, let's see, do I want anything else? Can you just give it where I could regenerate video idea also? All right, now we have this, boom. We can paste this in here, boom. All right, so now this will update. Okay, so we're literally, we have our software coming along. Okay, so this is the front end of the software. If we want to sell this now, how do we sell this? All right, there could be 2 ways. One is we could literally like build in and code up the Stripe and put it on our server and go that whole way where we're actually connecting to Stripe. Or we could embed this into a membership area and all of our contacts, all of our automations are handled the traditional drag and drop way. All right, because you still sometimes literally need to build a business where you see all your contacts, where you have, did they go to the sales page? Did they buy the upsell? Did they buy the downsell? Did you follow up with emails? Like, you can't literally, if you guys go to my AI team, the software is built on app.myaiteam.com. The sales funnel is built on myaiteam.com. Okay, so do you guys understand how I'm separating the sales process from the software? In your brain as builders and marketers and as the entrepreneur and CEO of your guys' software, I promise you the software idea is important, but the sales funnel of the software is what makes it profitable overall. You're going to get feedback of people all day long saying, hey, can you make it do this? Can you make it do that? Can you make it do this? But if they didn't purchase your software and they didn't buy and they didn't actually come through a software, like, you haven't got it out to the world. You need to make it where people purchase your idea. If you have it, like how I'm teaching in this class, where you have somebody pass their own API key in, you literally could make it. Does anyone here have Open Router right now before, like, ever? Do you guys have Open Router? Watch what we could do. We could go into this and I could turn it from visibility for community. I could go from private to public and I could copy this link. If you guys have it in my AI team, you guys can see inside the all public snippets. Now we have video idea generator. You could come in here and you could click this little fork icon and you could duplicate this whole project that I've already done. You could rebrand it and make it your own right from the start, right here, right now. Okay, so you could, everything that I've done on this class so far, you can duplicate. If you want to check out this link, I'm going to paste it right here. You guys can click on this link in our group call, and you guys can literally plug in your Open Router API key right here. It's stored locally. It's not stored anywhere else. And you guys can use this exact software that we just built right now, right? All you have to do is plug in your own Open Router key, okay? So if we want to make this where we actually sell this and not everybody in the world could use it for free and put it behind an actual paywall, well, now we could actually go into our products, into like Aspire Builder Pro, all right? And on the left-hand side, we're going to set up the actual sales funnel and it being housed in the same process, right? This is the quick and dirty because we're going to get done by it's 10 by 11:30, all right? Quick and dirty before 11:30, all right? Actually 10 o'clock, all right, or 11. All right, so we're going to go into our memberships on the left-hand side, all right? Inside your guys' memberships, if you guys didn't know, you guys can set up like client portals, membership areas, courses, communities, all this. All right, but what we're going to focus today is on this courses up here, and we're going to set up a brand new product. All right, brand new product, baby. If you guys ever hear this little pop sound in my AI team, right? That's me, by the way. Like, just recorded it and made it my sound. All right, so here we go. So we can actually set up this little product. If we hit create new product, we can say start from scratch. All right, and we're going to literally say start building, create a brand new one. All right, and in this, we're going to say video idea. I'm going to say video video toolkit because I'm going to add other software in this in the future. This is going to be one software of many in this video toolkit for Legends, right? For Legends, right? All right, video toolkit for Legends. All right, so this is the new product, and I'm going to set it up. Okay, I'm going to come in here, and here's what's cool. Inside Aspire Builder Pro, they make it super easy to be able to customize, build, add your offer, everything in here. All right, you see right here, it just created our product title, and then we actually have our first category. All right, so I'm going to type in this category. I'm going to click on the blank category, and I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to say planning. All right, this is going to be our planning. And I'm going to hit save. Boom. Nailed it. And this just named our category. All right. All we're doing is naming the inside of our course and how it's going to look. All right. If we go to customize, you can see that we have like different templates and stuff. If I browse the templates, you can see how the inside of our software / course will look. All right. I'm just going to pick this one because this looks most like a little software. If you guys are using Aspire Builder Pro or any of these builders like this, there's a custom code that I'll provide you guys that will turn this whole thing into an actual looking like a full-on software for you. Since we could add custom code into this thing, it's pretty sick. All right, so we're gonna go back into Outline. You can see we have this first post where it says blank post, and I'm gonna literally call this blank post. This is gonna say video idea generator. All right, and that's our page. You can see this hits generate. If I go back, can we this says generate script now. Boom. So I can hit generate script. Crafting your own video ideas may take a second. Sick. All right, so now we could take a video idea, create different video ideas, and then pick that idea, and then it will literally create a video script from that idea for us, all in this little software right here. All right, let's see. Oh, it's using OpenAI Turbo. All right, that's a super old and terrible model. All right, so I'm going to use Anthropic. Anthropic 3.7 is by far my favorite. All right, as of right now. All right, so generate script. Let's see if it does it from here. And hopefully it works. Okay, so if we want to actually take this software, if you see we have view code, there's a couple things that we can do. Inside here, we can't just copy this code. With Aspire Builder Pro, unfortunately, you can't take the code editor and you can't just plop in the code inside like the custom code in here yet. All right, so here's what we do. All right, we actually have this solution where we can actually copy iframe, okay? And I could come in here and I could click on this little code editor and I could copy this and I could paste. All right, and this pastes in the iframe code. All right, and I could hit save. So now what happens is if you look, this literally just added the video idea generator software. Because I'm logged into the software, it has this generate box up here. But everybody else that logs in won't see this box. They won't see the ability to update the code. I will see it because I'm logged in. I'm an admin. Okay. So nobody else will see that. So literally now they have these video generation. They have this whole little software inside their software. Okay. And so I could come in here and I could hit save. All right. From this, I could hit preview and we could actually look what our course looks like in a few seconds. All right. If we have video toolkit for Legends, we have our planning over on the left-hand side, and we have our video idea generator, and then we have the actual generator embedded into our membership area right here. Okay. So we can adjust how it looks. This is where the custom code comes in, and that's where I'm going to hook you guys up with the code here shortly. And that custom code is going to make this whole thing look fully like a software so that it like takes up the full sides and it actually has little software buttons on the left-hand side. It's going to be sick. Okay. So, but this gives you a quick way to actually embed it and get users and test it and see if people are going to use it. Well, now that this is housed on our actually website, right? So now this is housed over here. We could actually come into this, our video idea generator, and we could hit back to product. And inside of our products, we could actually set an offer for this. Okay, so we could actually go into our offers, and we don't have any offers for this, but we could create a new offer. All right, so I'm gonna say this is a video toolkit. All right, video toolkit for Legends. All right, I think 4 should be capitalized. It looks better. All right. Boom, Justin's showing up. That's what's up. All right, and then here's what's cool. Video toolkit for Legends, and I could literally add a reoccurring subscription. I could add free, so you could give it away for free, and you could use this as a lead magnet. You could also say one time, and you could charge a one-time. Because this has zero cost to you, you can literally have a one-time fee for this thing, okay? So because you're passing on the OpenAI, like their open router API key, it doesn't have any costs. All right, so let's see what's up with this. Why isn't it generating? If you guys ever go into this, and if you can't see if you have any errors or anything like that on your guys' pages, so if you don't ever see if you have any errors on your pages, what you could do is you could right click and then you could hit inspect and then see if there's any errors on this thing. Sometimes it pops any errors. So I just usually copy this whole thing. Oh, what's up? These things giving secret scores over here. That's cool. All right. I wonder what that is. All right. I could copy this, and I said, I got this error when making a script. Boom. Please fix. And I just copied this error right here, and then I paste it in. Okay. So that's kind of where I find where the error is inside my AI team. If you ever get it and it doesn't work. Okay. So now we could take this. This is in here. Let's see what it looks like setting up an offer. We could actually set this up where it's a subscription. Okay. Inside your Aspire Builder Pro account, you could connect your Stripe. You could do all that stuff. So it's actually connected, and you do that first. Okay. Now I could set it where it's reoccurring, and I could literally say this is right now, this is going to be $27 a month. Okay. If there's going to be a trial period, I could set a trial period so you could try it. I'll hook it up with a 3-day period bet. Number of payments. Is there ever going to be not a number of payments? Like forever, right? Like number of payments, like forever. All right. All right. Payment mode test, price override, number of payments, like 99,999 million. Like, is there a limit to how many payments? All right. Billing period monthly. There's the option $27 a month. Just for the idea toolkit if they want this thing. Okay. And then I'm going to add other things like video, like image generation, all that stuff, like so you can have your thumbnails and all that cool stuff. Okay. So we're going to start with $27 a month. From there, I can hit create. What this does is this literally creates us an offer for this product. Okay. So here's what's really cool is I can hit publish, and this is the toolkit that's in there. All right. I could upload an image if I have an image, and I could also hit save. Now it's published. We could also do upsells on this thing. So let's just say somebody wanted to own this code, because anytime you guys build code in my AI team, well, guess what? You guys can take this code and you can, right here where it says download file, I just downloaded this file right here, and this creates it where it turns it into an HTML file. You guys can sell these codes. Imagine you build this whole website and somebody wants to brand this for their whole brand and put it into their own software and put it into their own brand that maybe it's an internal video idea generator that they want. If you guys go to a website called codecanyon.net, all right, codecanyon.net. Code Canyon, I used to buy a lot of codes from this. All right, codecanyon.net, you can literally buy and sell custom code. So right here, there's a whole bunch of code. You can see there's CSS, there's PHP scripts, there's HTML. If you go to PHP scripts, some of these people are building. You can see this is an AI No Code AI Builder. This is a Udemy course selling platform. This is an upsell monitor. These are all codes that people build and sell on this platform. Okay, some of these have hundreds of thousands of sales. This one's 7.6 thousand sales, 23,000 sales. This is a marketplace to sell your code. So the output that my AI team gives you, this little view code and this little download code option, you can sell that code. All right, so if we wanted to do the same thing, we could add an upsell, a one-click upsell. That sounds awesome. All right, and we could select the upsell product. All right, if we go into our payments, we could actually create a brand new product. And let's create that where they can own this code, right? So if we go into here, payment links, products, create products, I'm going to say video tool kit code vault. Boom. All right, because I'm going to add a couple of these things in there. All right, I could add images later once I create an image maker. All right, if we wanted to use my AI team in the future, I'm not too sure if my AI team is still going to have these image makers. I might just keep coding up image makers, and that might just be our thing. All right, so so we are here. We have our toolkit. This is going to be a one-time fee, which is going to be one-time fee of $297 if you guys want to own this code for all of these. And I can hit save. And if I refresh this one, right? So funnel mapper toolkit. This might be an offer that I have to do over here. Let's check. I might have to create another offer to be able to upsell that. All right, so if we go into offers, so we could add the upsell. So here's what I like to do. Sometimes I like to validate the idea before I go and spend a whole bunch of time building a whole bunch of stuff out. All right, so if we go to create offer, I'm just going to say video toolkit code vault. All right, product. It's going to be right here, the code vault bet, because that's one of the code vault products I offer. The product is going to be one time and it's going to be $297. All right. And I'm going to hit create. Boom. All right. So now we have a video kit code vault. All right. So if I actually go back into this offer that we actually published, let's go back into this one. Publish this one so it's on publish. All right. Now, if we go into upsells, we should be able to find our new upsell that we just created. All right, add upsell, one-click upsell, super easy video toolkit code vault, add upsell to the order. Boom. All right, now we have a beautiful, easy-to-use upsell in the process. Boom, video toolkit. Code vaults. We could add details. Nice. Body. Can we add any text? Video. Description. All right. So unlock the video toolkit code vault. All right. Boom. Own the code and resell as your own. Boom. Only $297, baby. All right. So now we have save, and then hopefully it updates and adds the description. I don't know where it's going to do that. Let's hit save. Did it save? Let's see. Boom. Update the toolkit. Nice. Let's center that thing. Save. Preview. All right, so literally now we actually have a video toolkit with our little upsell, okay? So now we have a front-end product and the toolkit. I think what I'm going to do is when we go into these products, if I go into our offers for this, I'm not going to make it $27 because everybody has to pass their own API key in. I'm going to come out with this as like a basically like a maybe like add a coupon. I wonder if I could add coupons to this. Let's see. So I'm going to hit preview and save. and let's actually view this thing. All right. And maybe I could add a coupon for first time buyers. All right. So here is our upsell status active. Nailed it. Get link. Here's our link. I'm going to send this to you guys in a sec. And do we have a coupon? No, there's no coupon. 3-day trial. Bet. All right. That's kind of better than a coupon. You know what I mean? $0 today, 3-day trial. Cancel if you want. Video toolkit for legends. All right. It doesn't have a little image thing. I probably want a little image. So I'll probably add a little image to that thing. All right. So before we do that, so let's go over here. Sometimes I like to screenshot it just so they can see it and they know what they're getting. Let's do this. Zoom out a little bit. And we screenshot it. All right. And this is my product image. All right. Super simple. All right. Upload media. And we can upload. And plop that in. All right, we got 7 minutes, baby. All right, 7 minutes. So we have this video toolkit. We uploaded that media file. Let's hit save. That's the code vault. And let's add video for legends. Nice. Let's up the image. Save. Featured. Back. Video toolkit for legends. Right now, compare at price. Let's see. Let's drop it $27 normally, and let's set the $7 price. All right. What's up? All right. So we get a 3-day trial, $7. All right. If you want to own the code, $297, baby. Okay. So you have this video toolkit membership. Let's go here. Let's actually get this link. So we go to marketing. From here, if we actually go, into memberships, my bad. So here's what's really cool. We'll go into memberships. We go to offers. If we want, this basically sets it up where it actually just sends the natural, hey, you got the course. Like everything else is like that. Okay. If we actually want to set it up where you have emails and follow-ups, well, now we actually have our automations on the left-hand side. And so now we could actually set up workflows. Okay. So I could hit create new workflow and I could say start from scratch. All right. And I could say from here, I'm going to say video toolkit. Video toolkit. We have 5 minutes. Video toolkit. All right. Buyers. And our trigger is going to be a purchase, which is going to be order placed. And our order placed is going to be, let's see, that's probably not what we're going to want. We're going to say, is there offer? Is that maybe one? Offer access granted. Bet. All right. And the offer that it's going to be granted is the offer type is going to be our video toolkit for legends. Okay. So anytime that somebody actually purchases this offer type, that's going to trigger this workflow. All right. From there, it automatically creates our contact. And then from there, we can actually send an email. All right. So we can actually say, here's an email from who it's from, your email subject line. Here is your access. Boom. All right. And then we could actually say, here's your access to get access to the thing. Okay. So here is where you can log back in. All right. And then you guys, whenever you set up your memberships, you could actually set up your membership. And for me, mine is https://learn.myaiteam.com. All right. If you guys aren't part of the group, you guys should join. All right. So you can actually set up here. All right. Love Jeff. All right. And I can hit save. Turn it on to publish, hit save. All right, so this is our little workflow, and this will actually make sure they actually have login access. And from there, You could do so much more. You could send them text messages. You could do all that stuff in the automations. All right. Inside of our membership area, let's check if this updated in our courses, our offers. 3 minutes left. Coding vaults. Let's check. I don't know if it updated our pricing. So let's update the pricing. I do want that to be $7. All right. Mode live. Display amount 7 monthly. All right. Offer price $7. Let's see what's up. Upsells. Added the upsells. Check. That's $297. There's our link. We can preview. How does it look? Does it give us our image? What's up? How do we show our image? All right. Details. Let's see. Okay. Upload image right here. All right. Upload. Save. Preview. 3-day trial, $7 afterwards. What's up? All right. Video toolkit for legends. All right. We can also add descriptions. All right. Get access to AI tools to help you create your next viral video. All right. And then we're going to say a little list, and I'm going to say AI video idea generator. Thumbnail maker, and video. Boom. Video script writer. All right. I don't have the thumbnail. More coming soon. All right. I don't have the other ones thing. All right. So plus, all right, I'm just going to say bring your own API key. All right. All right. If I have, all right. So I love it. All right. So now we have this and we can hit save. We have a free product or a free trial product with a $7 monthly subscription back. And it doesn't cost us anything. All right. So now you can see video idea generator, total amount today, 3-day trial, $7 afterwards. It doesn't really say $7 monthly. What's up with that, man? Like, is this price you actually could type how you want it to show? Display amount, reoccurring, custom override. All right. Use a custom phrase to describe the price of this offer. I'm just going to say $7 monthly. All right. Month. Cancel anytime. All right. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. 11 o'clock, baby. Anyone got $7? I'm about ready to send you guys a link. All right. Tell me if it works. All right. Look at how sexy that is. Total amount, $7 monthly. Cancel anytime. 3-day trial. Dude, that looks sick. All right. Cool. I love it. Get link right here. I could get link. Y'all get your credit cards out. All right. Sharing my screen, dropping it in. All right. Here we go. This is the link to the sales funnel process. Don't be shy, guys. Somebody got their credit card. All right, here we go. Boom. All right, I shared the link in the comments. If anyone wants to check it out, you guys can check it out. Bonus points if anyone buys the code. All right. So now we're here. You can see we literally created the entire thing start to finish. If I go through this checkout process, you can see it adds it to my name, full name process, Jeff, easy way to pay, process the checkout. It collects the lead and pops up a little checkout mode. Is it in test mode? That is terrible. Why is it in test mode, bro? All right, need to take it out of test mode. Published, upsell, preview. Let's make sure this is not in test mode. All right, preview. Where's this at? Why is it test mode? All right. I don't want test mode. I really want your guys' money. All right. All right. So published. Let's try get link. If I paste, hopefully, maybe test mode was just because it was a preview. Is it recorded? Austin's wondering if our class is recorded. Yes, it is. All right. Video idea generator. I love this thing. Look how clean this little checkout process is. You know what I mean? Like, so this is what I mean is sometimes it's a lot easier. Instead of us trying to reinvent the wheel of us recreating a Stripe checkout and connect all that, we now know that this is backed by our like Aspire Builder Pro, right? Like our version of like our Aspire Builder Pro is HIPAA compliant, right? So like it's well protected. All right. So you can see process checkout. Boom. All right. Not in test mode, baby. Amount to be paid $0. How sexy. It still says test mode. All right. Why this? We're going to figure that out because I don't want test mode. All right. Offers, products. Let's check. All right, video toolkit for Legends. We got basically our products here. Here is our video toolkit. Let's see our offers. Is this thing published? Boom. All right. Edit. Let's see. Published. Offer access. Begin access. Looks good. Upsells, more action, preview. Edit checkout. Am I the only one that sees this in checkout mode? I really hope not. All right, looks like they got some nice styling going on. All right, offer details, bet, extra contact information if we want, service agreement, nice. Dude, that's sick. All right, so we can do a lot of this, but I am not seeing where it takes to turn off freaking test mode. Let's see. All right, well, maybe it's just on my end because it says published and I'm not crazy. All right, get link. I'll try on my phone. All right, it's 11:04. Hopefully you guys dig it. Do you guys see any questions on how to actually create the software and potentially embed it now into a checkout process? Do you guys feel that you guys can do it and maybe that this is an easier way? It looks pretty good on my phone. Easier way for you guys to launch products. All right. Hopefully it's not in test mode on my phone. Dude, it's still in test mode on my phone. All right. Offer pricing here live. Oh, live. Yeah, baby. Refresh. All right. Apparently on the offer, there is a live and a test mode. Nice. All right. It looks like I'm out of test mode. Yeah. All right. Sick. All right. So our entire product is launched. It is 11:05. That is not my name. All right. My name is Jeff. All right. So it is 11:05. So 1 hour into the call, we have successfully, start to finish, got the software coded up and put it behind a paywall that we're able to accept credit cards within 1 hour to validate that our idea is worth building out even further. Okay. Like once somebody purchases, they get access to the inside of the course, which looks like these little membership areas. Okay. So you guys can build membership areas from there. All right. So let's see what it looks like. Bam. Courses. So now you can have all of your courses right here on the sidebar inside your guys' membership area, as long as you guys are actually building them. And then they could use them right in here. Right now they could use the whole entire software. They just pop in their open router key. You can see I have all of the models just like I did in the other one. right? Anthropic, OpenAI, some free ones. On this call, after us using this, here's the cool thing too. If you guys ever update and iframe the code over here and you use the iframe, anytime you update the code in my AI team, it updates your code automatically inside your guys' membership areas because you iframed it. So you don't have to worry about copying and pasting and moving the code from one area to another. As long as you iframe it here, all they're going to see is that actual, like, they're not going to see this edit bar. They're just going to see the software and that it actually got updated. So, yeah, generate script. Heck yeah. So cool. What do you guys think? You guys dig the class? You guys feel that you guys could possibly take this and make your guys' own software or anything? Yvonne said, need to watch it a little bit slower at a slower speed. That's what's up. I'm glad you showed up, Yvonne. Heck yeah. That's awesome. All right, cool. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys create. Message me if you guys need any help. And if anybody does get the little video editing software or video idea generator, it's 3-day free trial and $7. And I'm going to add some more cool things in there for you guys here shortly. So thank you guys for showing up. Love you. Later.